Ace Podcast.
This is the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast, episode 92. On today's episode, we'll of course have our fan favorites hosted by myself. Our core topic will be from Ben, one of our listeners from Facebook. We'll be going over demos before they launching and having a paywall to access those demos. And what does that mean for gamers? What does that mean for companies? And why do it? And of course, we're going to have our video game spotlight. We'll be discussing Portal. And of course, we'll have our gamer trivia, name the game, and speed run. Hey guys, welcome back to episode 92. Of the Super Co-op Squad Video Game Podcast. You know who we are. I'm your host, Johnny Mac, along with my hosts as well, my good friends. Garrett, you're here live again.
Hi guys, I'm back.
There's also a mosquito right over there.
I warned you.
Mike the mosquito. And of course, Joshua Gerard.
We'll do it live.
Doing it live. So we are on Facebook now, we are on YouTube, we are wherever there is video, guys, and it's a work in progress. We're getting there. But we're happy to extend our podcast to this kind of new avenue here. Before we hop into today's show, of course, as always, we do our terrible spoiler of the week. And as always, it creeps
two in a row.
Creeps right up on you.
It's like 40 in a row.
You just don't anticipate it. Let's see here.
Now you can see us looking around the garage for inspiration.
Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. It's not that impossible. He's had 5 of them. He's survived all 5 impossible missions.
6 now.
No problems. He may have died. It's not out yet. He could die in this one. He could finally fail. But so far, 5 in a row. He's survived.
Well, if he dies, it doesn't mean that he failed the mission.
That's true. That's a fair point. It's a fair point. But for real spoilers, guys, make sure you check our show notes. You can find those wherever you're listening or watching. SCSpodcast.com is also where you're able to go ahead and have those show notes available. That way you get some extra information. Anything that we're talking about, you kind of click and skip past timestamps if you need to. Let's get into the first thing that we always do, which is best and worst news of the week. So each of us go through, we pick best and worst news that we felt was the highlight or low light, I guess, for this last week, and we'll just briefly discuss it. Garrett, you're back. You survived Bowser's encounter.
Yeah, I did.
Everything good?
Yeah, everything's fine. Don't worry.
So we didn't actually go save Garrett like we saved you?
No.
Garrett just escaped?
Yeah, no. I broke out. I'm good, all right?
We really weren't sure where he was, to be honest, and then we were about to record without him again, and we heard a knock, and here
it's me, Garrett.
Clothes torn, ripped.
I made it. Are we recorded yet?
Yeah. So, what was your worst news of the week?
That's right. Worst first. Worst news for me so far this week. People complaining that, in Marvel's Spider-Man game coming out very soon, they took out a puddle from the gameplay demo that was, introduced when they showed off the game. People are complaining that it's gone. Guys, that was pre-footage.
Creative changes.
It's false advertising, bro. Like, if you're gonna show me a puddle, it better be in the full game.
I can't tell if you're serious or not.
I'm not serious.
No,
okay.
He's not serious.
Well, I mean,
Thank God.
Look at it like this. Maybe it's the game is so flawless that the critics need something to critique. And this is the only thing that they can find that is a fair critique.
There was a puddle there. There's no puddle now. What the F?
You promised us a puddle? There's no puddle.
We wanted 4K puddles. Where are they?
I want my splash zone, man.
So, all right, cool. That's pretty
No,
bad.
I just feel that's bad that people are wasting time complaining about this.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. It's also my worst news of the week.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Just mainly because people are finding a reason to talk smack or talk bad about a game on social media with clicks or for shares or retweets. Just to have, there could be a lot of reasons why one specific thing in a specific place is no longer there. It could be, it could have been moved. The memes are hilarious.
Yeah, there could have been a couple of things. It could have been maybe you have to do something in the environment to actually make it happen. It could have been maybe that puddle was causing glitches, so it's better to just take it out. There's a number of reasons to take out the puddle.
I doubt people are not going to buy the game because they're crying about one specific scene.
It's a well-known fact that, there's certain puddles that just have design errors in a game, and it could just have the whole architecture crash. You got to be careful with those puddles. Okay, so you guys got the same news. I have different news for my worst news. My worst news of the week Rayman is going to be featured as a guest character in Brawlhalla, which probably effectively means he will not make an appearance. And I knew you, out of the three of us, two of you were going to have something snarkety to say about it. But he absolutely could be a cool guest character. I would appreciate him in there.
That would be interesting because it's hard to. I think it would be hard to animate a character with no arms and no legs in Smash Brothers.
I think they'd find a way. No, it would actually be easier, right? Like, you don't have to have anything on the screen. Like, you just need to have hands and feet.
No, they totally be able to do it. I'm not the biggest Rayman fan. Not saying that the games are bad, just the character never spoke to me.
Okay, let's look at it like this though. So, without Rayman in there, we could agree, right, that right now Ubisoft and Nintendo have a pretty good partnership.
Yeah.
So if Rayman's off the table, Garrett,
oh no,
who then is on the table?
A stupid Rayman skin for Donkey Kong, but that's as far as
or Rabid Mario or Rabid Peach.
Yep.
That will be something in the game. I'm not saying there won't be an Ubisoft character. There probably will be. But now you got the worst. So if you had to choose though, Garrett, which one would you have chosen?
Great. Well,
okay. See,
right,
now that's why this is bad news for you too.
This is also bad news for me.
Yeah.
That's why I gave the high five. I knew exactly where John was going.
So, cool. All right. Time to vote.
All right. I can't vote for mine, so I vote for Joshua.
Damn.
Right where he was at, I vote for Garrett.
Well, technically that means it doesn't win. Oh, I have to vote for one.
Yeah,
of
now
them.
you have to vote.
Crap.
But you can't vote for your own. So which one of us wins?
Is it Spider-Man Puddles or Spider-Man Puddles?
I picked Spider-Man Puddles.
Damn,
That's
Garrett.
mine. Yeah.
Damn.
All right.
well,
Better luck next time, Joshua.
That's the worst of the week. All right.
On the best.
On to the best.
So best news for me, and I'm just really excited. News that came out: Streets of Rage 4.
Damn you.
See?
Yeah, that was mine.
Streets
See?
of Rage 4.
So break it
I
down.
knew it. I was about to show you the picture of what you were going to pick, and Johnny said, "Do not pick that. Do not show him."
Break it down. What is
Sorry,
it? What's going on?
It's okay. So Streets of Rage has been a side-scrolling beat 'em up back on the Genesis. I think Microsoft had like the Sega collection not too long ago, 1, 2, and 3. Well, now we're getting 4, and we can see that time has passed. You know, we've got Axel with a burly mustache looking like Hot Ryu. Blaze is back. I think I even saw Max, so I think Max is back.
Burly mustache or burly beard?
Beard, mustache. He looks like Hot Ryu. All right, man. Don't.
Well,
bust
Hot
my
Ryu
balls
doesn't have
over this.
they don't have a mustache, but you know.
Goatee. So Streets of Rage 4 is back.
Yeah. I mean, just real quick on it. They made him look bigger. Like, they didn't keep him thin. Like, he's a big dude, you know?
Yeah.
Same thing with Blaze. Like, she's thicker. Like, they clearly made them aged. They're not 18 anymore.
They did, but what I noticed, and I don't know if it's because of video
For
games
Blaze?
and when,
Yeah,
not so much just that.
They made her boobs really big, and they were not like that.
Well, I'm going with like Axel looks older. Like he's got crow's feet. He looks older. Blaze, they're not going to do that with a female character. They're not going to age them like that.
Yeah, they gave her a boob job instead.
That's my point, though. Is what I'm trying to go. Is that they didn't touch age with Blaze. They just gave her
maturity.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I was sad to see that they didn't give us, and I know there will be more characters, of course. I would probably guess that
Looking
they
for
probably
backwards hat.
Yeah, Skate was his name, or the other black guy, or any of them. You know, I was hoping to see more characters.
Wait, there's another one.
So from the first game, his big brother is in that game.
That's right.
But I was hoping to see just more characters. I know they're going to be in the game, or at least some of them, or DLC or something, because the game's not going to be 2 players. I'm sure it will be minimum 3, but hopefully it goes to 4. We'll see.
I mean, it's called Streets of Rage 4. There's got to be at least 4 players.
Have 4 players, yeah. Guacamelee is rocking like 6 players now, so yeah, cool. Good news.
The art style is crazy different.
I appreciate that. It looks better. It looks like it should be.
Said it last week. 2D's making a comeback. Like 2D games and art style looks.
Yeah, retro's coming back pretty strong.
I feel like it's been back for a while though.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can make a case that it's been back for the last year or 2, because I mean, some of these games obviously have to be in development for a year or 2. But yeah, I think we might have to do like a main topic on that sometime soon.
Sounds good.
Cool. That's best and worst news of the week, guys. Hit us up on Twitter.
Yeah, can I have my best? Do you want to give your best?
Yours is the same thing.
Mine's not Streets of Rage. Yours was, yes. I never said my best. I never
right,
agreed.
go.
Okay, so I guess
What
he
is
wasn't the smart one, Josh.
Yeah, he wasn't. You're gonna lose. Go ahead. What's yours?
Kiss my.
What's yours?
I'm going. Let me get to my notes down here and take my time because you were being a jerk about it.
He doesn't remember his best.
No, Nickelodeon's relaunched or started launching Nick Splat streaming channel. So classic Nickelodeon shows, cartoons, and a bunch of cool stuff that I grew up with.
Yeah,
At least.
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Second best show. Is Guts on that list?
Guts is on that list. Do you have it?
Do I have Guts?
Guts! Yeah, no, I saw about this. I was really excited until I heard that the shows are rotating. It's a rotating selection.
Yeah, it's never like you can view all of them at the same time.
Yeah, which, I mean, it keeps it fresh, but it's not my kind of way of how I want to be able to just watch whatever Nickelodeon show I want.
We live in the age where I can watch what I want, when I want, anytime I want to, so don't make me have to go back to, oh, I missed it.
Exactly.
It can't always be all that, Johnny. Come on.
All right, time to vote.
See what I did there? Yeah. I vote.
All right, well, I can't vote for mine, so I vote for Johnny.
Okay.
Well, I can't vote for mine, so I vote for Garrett.
I can't vote for mine, so I vote for Garrett.
I just want the best and worst.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
At least I got a vote.
You got the vote.
He didn't get any votes.
Yeah.
That's true. All right, so that is best and worst news of the week. Give us some ideas, some thoughts for next week's best and worst. What stood out to you? Hit us up on Twitter at Super Co-op Squad or on Facebook, whatever.
Just look us up on Facebook.
Yeah.
Super Co-op Squad.
And then, of course, you can reach out to us on our website, scspodcast.com. All right, next thing we've got is fan favorites. So every week, each of us, we have 3 questions rapid fire that we have to go through. Each host answers, and we determine, where we have our fandom and where we stand opposed. So join us in fan favorites. Where do you stand? Where do you stand in this? All right, my week, and I had an interesting little setup here. Nothing too crazy, but we live every day. We got life. We got work. It's just the way things go, right?
That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same.
You don't know anything. No, they won't. You don't know anything different. This is how the world is. But what if you got to choose the world you live in? So
Red pill or blue pill?
Choose your video game world. One you live in.
I
remember doing that once.
Yep. I mean, it's tons of worlds.
Yeah.
You can go forever.
Very
All right. First up, Gears of War or Halo?
I'm going Halo.
Halo. Grand Theft Auto or Crackdown?
Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. Marvel or DC?
Ooh, that's a toughie. I'm gonna go DC.
Marvel. All right, let's break these down. All right, so Gears of War or Halo, which world do you want to live in?
I mean, Earth, I think in the Halo universe is intact.
Relatively safe in most parts of the world.
Yeah, whereas in Gears of War, though they're not on Earth, they're on Sarah.
Yep.
Gets taken over D-Day. Emergence Day. Sorry, E-Day. And I do not want to be on that planet when that's happening.
No. No, the chances of living is rough.
They took his wife!
It is rough. I'm right there with you.
I don't want to be stranded.
Right there with you. All right, Grand Theft Auto or Crackdown?
The world of Crackdown is too chaotic. I would not want to be in that.
I mean, we already live in the world of Grand Theft Auto. Just we don't see that many people stealing cars, doing stunts with them.
We don't, but you're right. Crackdown is just worse. Like Grand Theft Auto is a little bit more tame, just tiny bit. So,
and if this is Crackdown 2, at nighttime, the zombies coming out.
At night.
Yes,
it's gonna be a reference to a lot of songs today, huh?
Apparently,
it looks like it.
Yeah, I can't live in Crackdown's world. Like you said, it's just too crazy. Grand Theft Auto, though, you do have to worry about people just,
You have to worry about Trevor. That's what you have to worry about.
Yeah, he's that world's Joker.
You have to worry about. I dress my Trevor up as Joker.
I don't know what happened. Sorry.
Remember when you said 15 minutes?
Yeah.
And then right before we started, I said, "Are you sure the 50-minute one is set?"
Yep, and it was.
Well, so was the 15.
Yep.
Now we're 15 minutes in.
All right. Marvel or DC?
Yo, you done messed up, man.
I feel safer in the world with Superman.
He's not always there.
I mean, for the most part, he's there. If this is the world of DC, then I mean, for the most part,
no. Many people die, and he can't save them.
Yeah, he can't save them all, but I feel my chances are better in a world with Superman. Whether he can make it to me or not, that's up for debate. But he's in the world. I have a better chance. I feel
you do not. You've missed one key element, one flaw.
Squirrel Girl.
No. She
never loses.
She doesn't. But no. Do you know what that flaw is that he missed? Because you also chose Marvel. Or why did you choose Marvel?
Why did I choose Marvel? Well, most of the world is safe in that one. Again. And we have Earth's mightiest heroes.
We have a Batman.
You have a Batman. We have a Tony Stark.
Batman's failed many people. Many people have died in Gotham. Many, many, many people.
Yeah.
Here's what you've missed. Just don't live in New York City, bro. like for every hero, almost every single hero in the Marvel universe, I know there's the West Coast Avengers. I know, guys, but for the most part, just don't live in New York and don't live in Los Angeles, and you're perfectly fine. Whereas
that never happens in Marvel and Wyoming.
Yeah, or Florida or anywhere. So, if you're in DC, you got Gotham, which is pretty much New York. You have Metropolis. I don't think so.
I think Gotham is more of a reference to Chicago than New York.
I think it's close to New York only because, like, in specific comics, he drives to New York. Like, it's just he cannot do that from Chicago.
Well, I mean, he drove to Metropolis from Gotham, so
in the comics where continuity matters, like he had to drive Harley Quinn to Coney Island. That's New York.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I mean, you got those. You got all kind of cities all over the place. There's things happening everywhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, you missed up on that one. All right, cool. Well, that is fan favorites. Give us some ideas, some thoughts, opinions for what we should have for next week's fan favorites. A theme. It's Garrett's week next week. So maybe he might need your help. All right, next.
You're my only hope.
Next segment here. All right, it's time for our core topic. So demos. We've had demos for as long as we can remember. I mean, we used to be able to get demos on CDs, on PlayStation 1.
In magazines.
All over the place. I mean,
Pizza Hut.
You were able to just play your game before it came out. It gave you a chance to really experience it beforehand. That's transitioned to even this modern age of gaming where, games become available free to play, months at a time, or there'll be, betas free to play for multiplayer, really stress testing the game. Most of the time it's been free, but a trend has been growing. A lot of publishers are forcing payments in some way or shape for betas or for demos. And that could be for a preview. That could be specifically to get into a beta. But they've had paywalls and it's becoming more and more prevalent. So, thoughts on just the kind of trend?
My thoughts, this was going to be on my worst week news until I saw we were covering it. So those are my thoughts. It's bad. I don't like it.
Well, this topic was sprung by Ben via Facebook. Thanks, Ben. It sucks because what we are doing is veering away from a model that we used to really have and enjoy, which was try it before you buy it. There was no cost to it. Experience the game. We want you to test it out so that way you don't feel jaded where I just robbed you of $60, or I want you to play this game. And if you like it, you're going to talk about it. You're going to spread the hype, however you want to do it. And now it's, we have all these different services where, okay, now I need you to subscribe to this before you even get a chance to try it. Whereas now it's like, okay, I'm going to get in some revenue just to draw people in just because of this product. And I'm not a fan of that.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I don't like it that much at all. It's just a way to get, the way I see it, depending on the price, I guess, it's a way for them to do what pre-orders used to do, which was gauge the response from your fans, from consumers on how much they're looking forward to this game. If you had pre-order numbers in this amount, okay, we know that the game's going to probably do this amount of sales. It's a way to know. It's also a way for the stores, to have been able to say, okay, we need to order this many. But now you don't have to worry about that. Everyone's transitioning to digital. It's just the way that things are going. So they don't have to ever pre-order anything. So you really don't know how much money to pour into it for development, if you should begin cycling up for a sequel. And this is another one to kind of do that before a game releases. And I don't like it. Yeah, I see it, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to work the way that they wanted it to, or that it used to work in the past. People, I guess, depending on the game, just throw money down a hole to play like a 20-minute, gameplay segment over and over and over again. Especially when the game is probably coming out, a month later, and you can just get the game that way. I've said it before, the only way to really get me to pre-order something, in this day and age, is pre-order bonuses, extra suits, extra missions, stuff like that. But that's for the main game. That's for stuff that I get to keep and carry on throughout the game, not a 20-minute, game.
Yep. I'm blanking on what it's called. What is it called? Like, it happens on Steam a lot. Sometimes on Xbox and PS4, where a game is still like in development, but you can buy the game. Early access. I don't know why I got it right. Thank you, Joshua.
You're welcome.
Early access. So early access, is that better or different? You got a build of the game that you can play to completion or as much as they have. Does that change anything compared to paying for a demo?
Well, I feel early access is pretty much a form of a demo just for an extended period of time, where a demo used to be you can play it as long as you want, as much as you want, and then it's a piece of the product. Where now early access, you look at PUBG, for example, where that game is questioning if it's still in a beta right now, if it's still in early access, where it's practically a near full-fledged game with added content, but it's still a, early access, demo.
Yeah, it's a demo that costs $60.
Yeah, so it's a fine line now, because what do we determine as, early access? Are you actually getting to play it first? Or is it, we're going to give you a mini build of the full game, and then when the full game drops, now you have to pay full price?
Okay, so you got something, G, or no? All right. So here's a question for you. So I think it's pretty understood. We're all on the same page, essentially, that it's not a good thing to make us pay for demos. If early access, though, allows for you to, let's say, roll over into that game, is that okay? Or maybe roll over a large percentage of the price off. Let's say early access is $30 and the game's going to cost $60. So you got early access, the game will be $30 for you. Would that be fair?
My opinion, absolutely. I think that's much better. One, you especially if you get to carry over your save or whatever stats you had, weapons, items, and all that. That's just adding. That is literally early access. That's you playing the game earlier, building up a character, leveling up, and then porting that character and stats into the full game when that comes out. That is, plus getting it $30 off. Well, not $30 off. You paid $30 for the demo, but I think that's much better.
So second piece, Joshua. Let's say for demos, it seems like you were the most animated about not liking the demos getting paid for.
Mm-hmm.
You had crafted this as our core topic for today. Let's say the demos have the same thing. You get the demo for $10, and if you buy the full game upon release, you get $10 off or something of that nature. Would that make it an okay way to do this?
I think it would make it okay if there was enough content to justify how much you're paying for it. Where I don't remember if it was PUBG or another game where you pay like $20 or $30, you get a certain amount of the content, and then when you get the full release game, you only pay the difference between that and what the full game cost was. So if you pay $20 now and the game's $60 at full launch, if you've already invested into it, you just pay $40 to match what it would normally cost. If it was something like that, then I'm all for it, as long as, and this is going to vary per person, the content is enough for that $10. Like if you say, okay, Octopath Traveler has this awesome 3-hour demo, but it's going to cost you $5. I don't know if that's okay, because is that $5 worth that 3-hour demo? If you didn't like it, are you going to get your $5 back?
No, you will not.
Yeah. So it's kind of that, risque area where it's, okay, if you want to play it, you got to pitch in this money. And if you don't like it, you tried, sorry. It might as well be a rental service at that point.
Okay. To touch on both those points, the first one, early access, yeah, for sure. Like if it's like you get early access and whatever money you put in is an immediate discount, it's fair. You still don't like it, Joshua, even if your money gets transferred. I think it would be fair. No,
I think that part will be fair.
Well, for demos, like if it's okay to play the demo, even if it's a 20-minute demo or 50 minutes or whatever it might be, if you buy this and then you then purchase the game later and you get that much money off, I think that's...
No, I'm totally fine with that. I'm just saying, in my opinion, the price for the demo has to be justified.
So let's say if the demo were $20 and there was only an hour worth of content, or did you try the demo for
Metal Gear Ground Zeroes?
No, for Detroit Become Human.
No, I did not.
Well, I mean, it was a free demo, but it was one mission, probably 20 minutes. Let's say they charge you $15, 20 minutes of gameplay.
It really depends. Like, I look at Metal Gear Ground Zeroes as that was a $20 game, but it was more like a prequel demo to a Metal Gear Solid 5. So, like, in something like that, I think that was enough content to justify $20. But if Metal Gear 5 Phantom Pain came out, it's like, okay, here's $40 to bridge the gap. I would be okay with that.
Okay, fair enough. So I talked about in the beginning, maybe reasons why a company would want to go this route. Are there any benefits to the consumer, to the gamer at all? Does this help them in any way?
I think there are some instances where that can help. Say, and I don't know if you're allowed to, but if you can stream the demo, like big streamers could stream the demo, and they'll have content and, getting subs and donations and all that just on top of it.
Not if it's Atlas.
Not if it's Atlas. But now I think you can. For whatever reason, now you can't stream
they took
Persona 5. But I don't know the rules on that exactly, but that might be a benefit. People want to see what that game is like. They want to see what that game entails. Watch a streamer play it.
Can you not stream demos right now?
No, he's just saying that if it's behind a paywall, it would help streamers because they would pay into it, have a little bit more exclusivity to play the game and show people versus people who would be hesitant to put the money in.
Gotcha.
Now this popped up mostly because EA, of course it had to be EA, right?
Of course it's EA.
They're having Origin subscribers. So Origin is their kind of, game service to get a bunch of free games every month or whatever, or discounted ones.
EA Access.
And EA Access, because those are kind of
Sports
one and the
games,
same. Yeah. If you're a subscriber there, you're able to play the demo for Anthem.
February 1st.
Now this actually is a little bit different, right? Because on one side, it's just paying into a demo. But if you're part of a game service you're paying for to give access to that demo, does that change anything? Because for me, that does. Like, I'm getting a service, and as a bonus, they're saying, hey, because you are a loyal member, you get this additional perk.
It definitely depends on what side of the fence you're on. If you're on the side, if you already are a part of EA Origins or EA Access, and you're looking forward to Anthem, then yeah, it's a perk. You're already paying for it, and then here's a bonus on top of that. If you're on the other side and you're not part of that service, and you really do want to play Anthem, well, now you have to pay into it. You have to buy it, and you get all this other stuff that maybe you'll enjoy, maybe you won't. But that is going, okay, if you want to play this, it's behind this paywall.
Well, I mean, to me, that seems a little entitled to be like, well, I deserve the right to play this demo. How dare you let them who are paying money, for a service get it as a perk and I don't get it? I mean, that's EA's right, I think, to choose who they give their demo to, right? Like the same way that they can have a very select group of people hop into an alpha or a beta. Not everyone just gets access to the alpha. I mean, if they determine, hey, you know what, this demo is going to be people who subscribe, and if you subscribe, you're set. If you want to subscribe, you're more than welcome, but you don't have to.
I mean, absolutely, EA has the right to. It's their game. But is that still, though they have the right to, is it the right thing to do? I suppose.
I don't think it's the wrong thing to do, because you bring up in my opinion, that's an excellent point of view that I didn't even think about. Are we looking at this like it's a perk for those that have the subscription, or are we looking at it as EA's trying to rake in money for people who don't have the subscription, and now they're forcing people to subscribe for at least a month's time or a couple weeks? As you pointed out, Garrett, it really depends on how you're looking at it. Hearing that objective side, now I don't think as harshly to EA, because maybe it is just a perk, but this is a big enough game where I feel personally that you want people who aren't going to subscribe to play this game. So maybe if you have EA Access, you get a bigger portion of the demo or a longer version than those that don't have the subscription,
or even just get the demo. Like if it's their choice. Like I definitely see what you're saying. Like if you're on the outside looking in, then you're like, well, I want to be a part of that, but it sucks. That's just
I want
how
to
it goes.
play.
So I mean, imagine people who have, like, let's say like people who have Xbox Live and Game Pass, and they say, oh well, you people who have Xbox Live and Game Pass, you get to choose a free game every month from this list of games. Now, if you didn't have both, you'd be like, well, that's not fair. I want extra games. Like, why do they get an extra game? It's Microsoft's choice. They can choose to reward their members how they see fit.
Yep.
But of course, now if you already have Xbox Live and Game Pass, you're going to be like, sweet, give me a free game. You know what I mean? So I think you're right. It is which side of the fence you're on, but I can't be angry at EA in this way. Now, if they were just like, hey, pay me $5 for a demo, like that's
that's very different.
Yeah.
Well, let me, since you brought that up, what would you have thought if it was you pre-order the game and then you get to play the demo? Because that's what happened with Gears of War 3. It had a beta specifically for pre-orders. I dislike that as a process because it's falsely, making the game appear to be more popular than it is. And I've long felt that the practices of pre-orders and like trying to drive those numbers for free content that should already be in the game is a bad one. It's completely bad.
By the way, Spider-Man already announced their DLC is coming in October.
Yep.
It's a problem.
Game's gone go for 2 months. It's not even out yet.
Yeah. So for me, that's equally as bad. It's not better.
Okay.
So yeah. Cool. Final thoughts, if any.
I am excited for Anthem, but I'm probably just going to wait for the game to come out. I'm not craving to join EA Access or Origins either.
Not joining to play.
Same.
Yeah.
I mean, how much is that? Is it $10 a month for Origin?
I don't know.
Or 15? I mean, the demo's coming out, 3 weeks before the game launches? I'll be playing something else in that time. There's a lot of stuff coming out in spring of next year.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I won't hop on it. And I think it's a bad practice in general if it's not handled the right way.
You are going to buy the game, though, right?
We'll see. We'll see. Possibly.
Oh, then we're not going to play with you.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, that's our main topic. Let us know what you thought. Do you think that this is a good practice or a bad one? How does it change the gaming industry, if at all? Reach out to us in the comments. You can also check in with us on Twitter at Super Co-op Squad, or of course, email us contact@scspodcast.net. All right. It is time for gamer trivia. So every week, two of us, I believe today is Garrett and myself, go head to head in a best of 3 trivia contest. Winner plays again next week. Loser makes next week's trivia, as Joshua's doing today.
I like how you kept it simple and clean. No hard fouls, no straight
He's the
jabs.
loser. He can't win. Feels bad. Had a gun to his head last week.
It's not as bad as what he said off air earlier. We don't need to repeat any of that.
What do you got for us, sir?
All right, so this is the first time we've been this cramped. So
yeah.
We use our trivia and whatnot, so don't mind us as we're looking down the whole time. But we're going to be taking the Disney troll this time around. Troll meaning like a stroll is what I meant to say.
No, I'm liking this so far.
Yeah, we got some nice nights going on in the Saudi Arabia area.
Okay.
So this is an Aladdin trivia.
I think you mean Agrabah. Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, please take your foot out of your mouth.
Bleep that out. Yeah, no, this is some Aladdin trivia. Growing up, it was my favorite Disney movie.
Okay.
Of all of them.
It's pretty damn good.
Yes. I'm going to adjust my mic so I can not get cheated. So, yes. Aladdin trivia. Here we go. Question number 1. True or false? Aladdin was the first animated film to gross over $200 million. A is true. B is false. And I have Johnny's answer at... Okay, you did it twice. Okay, I see what you did.
Because you said, I just want,
it's the same. Okay, so Johnny Mac, you said B false or BF, FB, however you want to say it.
Facebook.
Garrett, you said B is also false. The correct answer is actually, it is true. It is the first animated film to gross over $200 million.
It does have Robin Williams at the height of his career.
Yeah.
I heard some fun facts about him, but we're not there yet. Cool. So that is 0 for both of our players right now. Question number 2. During the Prince Ali parade, which of Prince Ali's animals are not a part of his collection? Is it A, 75 golden camels? Is it B, 95 white Persian monkeys? Is it C, 53 purple peacocks? Or is it D, 45 red parrots? Which of those were not part of Prince Ali's collection? I have Garrett's answer.
feel pretty strong.
And Johnny's answer. You guys sang the song in your head?
No,
Okay.
It's a good song.
it is a good song.
It is great. Both of you have picked D. Prince Ali did not have 45 red parrots. The correct answer is D.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got the monkeys. He's got the monkeys.
Fabulous, Harry. I love the feathers.
I did sing the song in my head.
Yes, you did. You can't not sing it in your head. That's one for Johnny Mac, and that's one for Garrett Laney.
I just thought like, what rhymes with parrot?
Carrot.
Carrot.
That was
Ferret. Yeah.
Yep.
Garrett.
Ooh. All right.
Clutch.
So, fun fact. Did you know that during the course of the film, Robin Williams had improvised so much that they had over 16 hours of extra material?
I did actually know that. Yes, I wish that had been your salty Sutton.
Yeah, I have a better one.
How would you phrase that?
I have no clue, but he's done some weird ones in the past.
Yes, I have. Question number 3. How long has it been since Genie has seen magic carpet? Is it A, 10,000 years? Is it B, a few millennia? Is it C, 20,000 eons? Or is it D, it's been back in the day?
I feel pretty good.
I got Johnny's answer, and I've got Garrett's answer. We're going 3 for 3 with both of you picking the same answer. The correct answer is B. It has been a few millennia.
All right. Going to tie in the salty
So
Sutton.
it's 2-2 in the salty sudden death. So we all know how this works. You will bet up to as many points as you have. If you get the question right, you will gain 2 points plus your bet. If you get the question wrong, you will lose as many points as you bet. I have Garrett's bet. Now remember, it's 2-2, so you can bet
like
0,
this.
1, or 2 points.
All right, man. Let's see what you got.
All right, I have Johnny's bet. So I have a couple backup questions in case you guys tie up on this one.
Good.
So the first one I have chose. In the iconic song, A Whole New World, there is a scene in which Aladdin gives Jasmine an item during their magic carpet ride. What is the item that he hands her? That was quick. So I have Garrett's and Johnny's answer. You have both picked it was an apple. The correct answer is an apple. All right. So
Points.
for the points, you both had 2. Garrett, you bet 2 points, as did Johnny. So 2 points for getting the answer right. That puts you both to 4-6.
All
So we're going to a super sudden death.
Do we have to bet again?
No, it's just you
okay.
either get it right or you get it wrong. No reason to bet points because you would have bet 2 anyway.
Well, now we have
Nah,
6
I bet
points.
6.
So it's a whole new game.
Okay, so
I'm not.
No,
No, you
no,
already said you don't have
it's-
to bet.
I didn't know this was a thing. We've never gotten this point before. It's like now let's bet our new amount of points.
No, let's
Oh,
just go
because
until
if you
one of
would- If you would have both had 0, it's like it doesn't work that way.
Let's just go until one of us gets it wrong.
Okay.
Another salty sudden death.
During no, that's the wrong one. There's a scene where Prince Ahmed gets thrown out and Raja rips his pants. What pattern is on the
I'm already doing it.
what pattern is on his underpants? Okay. We'll go to a harder question then.
Okay, all right.
Aladdin was Robin Williams' second animated film in 1992. What was his first animated film in that same year?
I mean, this is not even like.
It's not specifically Aladdin trivia, no.
Yeah, man.
But Robin Williams wasn't Aladdin. So there you go.
Do I need to do the whole thing?
If you want to. If I get the gist of it, then I get the gist of it.
He was in another animated film.
That same year?
I do have Garrett's answer, by the way.
Okay. You have to cut all this out because I'm gonna think. I'm not gonna lose because I'm trying to go too fast.
So let me...
Did you at least give a guess?
I
You
did.
did.
Okay.
I appreciate that. I don't like when people don't give guesses. So we have the question where Robin Williams had one. You said Anastasia.
I know it's wrong.
It is incorrect.
I know.
Garrett said Fern Gully,
Damn it.
the last rainforest.
Batty.
And that is correct.
That's not even Aladdin trivia, bro.
But I'm doing the trivia, so therefore I hand the victory over to Garrett,
Thank you.
the king of this week.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You didn't earn it. You didn't.
I
You didn't.
I
Out,
really
he
feel
totally-
like I did.
you didn't
did
out
earn it.
Aladdin me. you didn't out. You didn't out Aladdin me. You didn't beat me in Aladdin.
He out Robin you.
That's fine. It wasn't Robin Williams trivia. It was Aladdin trivia. You lied to the viewers.
No, it is Aladdin trivia. Robin Williams did another movie alongside Aladdin.
All right. Well,
Aladdin was in the question.
I take your victory, but just know
It was Aladdin trivia. Johnny, he lost. Whatever. He's salty. It happens.
All right, it's time for our video game spotlight. So every week we discuss one game, could be a game from any era, any generation, any legacy, classic, or even modern game. We talk about that game, what we liked about it, what we disliked, what we felt about it, how it came out, and maybe if it had an impact, what kind of impact it had on the gaming industry. It was my week this week, and I chose Portal. Of course, Portal is the puzzle game that is made from I'm blanking here.
Valve.
There we go. I was going to say Half-Life. That's not right. From Valve, who does make Half-Life, Left 4 Dead. And of course, they are the owners, I believe, of Steam. You probably know them pretty dang well.
World Dig.
No, not Steam, World Dig. Yeah, so Portal is again a puzzle game in which you play as a woman trapped in a testing facility with a gun that can shoot a portal that is blue and another portal that is orange. You can step through one portal and come out the other side, which of course allows for all sorts of different hijinks and physics breaking abilities, getting from room to room as you are trying to get through each of an ever growing in difficulty set of tests as an insane AI is forcing you, to the cake.
That's what food goes through every time it passes through our body.
So, talk about what your guys' initial thoughts were when you heard about the game, if you can remember that, and, your impressions of it.
Yeah, it was some time ago. I actually didn't play it until, the Orange Box.
Stop messing with your mic.
Until the Orange Box came out, which came with Team Fortress 2, Half-Life 1 and 2, Portal, and I think that's it. And I just kind of dabbled into it. I heard about it, puzzle game and all that. And puzzle games aren't normally my thing. That's, all up Joshua's alley. I think the physics, puzzles is what got me, what kind of hooked me in there.
Actually, my first experience was also with Orange Box. I actually read about Portal and was like, why can't I just play this by itself? I don't have a PC or anything else, so I can't do it. So, at the time, I was working at a video game store where I can just borrow or rent the game, so to speak. So that's what I did. And it was a fun experience. It was a different type of puzzle game. And it was unlike anything that I had played before it. So I didn't really care for anything else in that Orange Box. But Portal really stood out as a different type of game where it was just okay, it's got some type of storyline attached to it. And you have some computer system talking to you and you got to figure it out. And then it's okay, how can I create these setups to solve these puzzles? Because there was a couple of different ways you could do it, but most of it was, one streamlined way to do it.
I think most people probably experienced Portal via the Orange Box if you played it back in that heyday on the Xbox 360. That is where it debuted. It might have been on Steam, but I don't think so.
I believe it was on Steam.
But yeah, I mean, it was the highlight of that Orange Box, and that definitely stands out because it had Team Fortress and Half-Life 2 on there, which were two games that already had a following, that were already something that could stand alone on their own. Whereas Portal, I think, is probably the reason why it was packaged together. It wasn't unknown. They didn't know how it was going to be received, and it was to stand out to the point where even in the late life cycle of the Xbox 360, the Orange Box disc was still a $35 or $40 game. And yeah, it was unlike anything I had ever played because there's not very many puzzle games like that were a first person variety. There's a lot more of those now, but most puzzle games back in the day were third person or a Tetris or a Dr. Mario or Puzzle Bobble or something of that nature, rather than, the physics of the Unreal Engine where you're moving around. And that was really groundbreaking. So one of the biggest things I think about Portal, and I guess the gaming industry in general, is that 95, maybe 98% of the game, there's no combat. Most video games have some sort of combat or some sort of, or I guess successful ones, or some sort of competition between yourself and someone else. And this is just a game where there is none. It's just you and a room and a gun. So talk about that. What were your thoughts on that?
Like we said, it was a very different kind of game than your average normal first person shooter. if you can even classify it as that, which I suppose you can. The only thing you're really ever fighting is just these little sentry turrets that are quite funny.
Yeah.
They're quite hilarious with their voices, and it's not even shoot a portal at them and that hurts them. It's like, no, you have to figure out how to maybe put a portal underneath a box and then put it over the turret so that the box goes through the portal, lands on top of the turret.
Yeah, or just put a portal under the turret, and then put a turret somewhere else, and he falls a portal somewhere else, and he falls through and falls down.
Exactly. Yeah. And once they fall down, they kind of like shut off. So you don't have to worry about getting shot anymore. But yeah, that was just a very interesting way to kind of do like quote unquote combat.
Yeah, I agree with you guys on the combat. It definitely was a different way to look at combat, especially when you came into a section where you have some turns and the music changes a little bit, and sometimes it was just dead silence. You have to listen to it and figure them out. Kind of an early version of a claptrap. Is kind of how I see it.
I can see that.
One thing, if I could segue into something that I like, is how the game specifically does physics in a different way. Not just from the point of, taking a companion cube and putting it somewhere. Just the way that portals worked, the way that speed worked in this game early on, where you would be at a high level of elevation and you would shoot a portal down, and you dropping into that portal then gains momentum to shoot you forward if you had a portal to reach a platform way over there. And that's something you really didn't see in a game. You would just fall and then you would land and take damage, or you wouldn't take damage, and there was nothing to it. There was nothing substantial about it. Where this game, it kind of turned it on its head, turned it into a gameplay mechanic, and mixed that into other things such as dropping companion cubes or opening up portals to drop turrets to eventually take enough fall damage where they destroyed. So that's something that was really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a really fun mechanic on how those things work and how they allowed you to test it out. Really quick, going back to just finish, my thought on combat. I think that it was bold. Not many games are combatless, especially in a first person or third person kind of style. Like it's unheard of. I mean, and then that spawned so many other games that really kind of made combat a non-feature, like Mirror's Edge, games that focus on something else in a first person perspective, but it wasn't combat, it wasn't killing, wasn't fighting. And the thing that I think about is all the things that they did around it to make it so that you were laser focused. So for instance, it's an all white background. The game has nearly no color, right? Like it's very specific things. There's no music. There's certain points, but almost exclusively it's quiet. Like that is haunting, and I think that's really what made it stand out. That's why it works to not have combat, because, they had all these things to make you really focus on what you were doing. There was nothing else to pull you away from just that. So, I mean, that was big for me. So the next thing I kind of want to highlight here is, the fact that you've got the AI. You have this crazy talks to you sometime AI, and
Gladys.
Yes, there you go. And she's even to this day one of the best video game villains that we've ever seen. So thoughts on her?
The promise of cake after I complete all my tests is something that will stay with me, and that a lot of games even parody or joke about,
right.
To this day. The cake is a lie, and until it's not.
Right.
But yeah, that is so funny too. Like, it's just so many funny quotes, and just, please kindly, not kindly, because that sounds like BioShock, but, please step on this platform and, wait to be incinerated.
Right.
Just so nonchalantly talk me into killing myself.
Right. I really do appreciate they really nailed what an AI would be like, with giving it just enough of an attempt at emotion, but not nailing it, just failing at it miserably. And then also, like, an a computer's not going to know what food tastes like, or cake. It somehow Googled what the favorite dessert of humans, and cake popped up. So it used cake to incentivize everyone to kill themselves and get through the test. So yeah, it was one of the better characters. Like you said, super funny, but also haunting. Like there's moments where you're like, okay, something's wrong. Something's real wrong here.
Yeah, especially moments where Gladys is interacting with you and she's telling you to go through some tests and things are going to be okay, and then nothing happens and something really bad happens to you in a room and Gladys isn't around. So you're like, is she pulling the strings? Oh no, you're okay. You could have died, but you didn't. I'm glad. And it's just like, what?
Right.
So it's funny, and it definitely gives you, with the promise of a cake and you seeing different like scratches on the wall, people putting, chalk or something. It's like, okay, something weird's going on. And as you're playing through it, you almost feel like a mouse that's in a maze trying to get cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's just like, you got all these rooms and all these, progressions where it's like, okay, how do I get to the end? Am I ever going to get to the end?
Yeah, I think it's important that you said that with the chalk or blood or whatever stains.
Yeah.
With, a few subtle words or those random things that Gladys says. And to have that level of storytelling with no voiceover, no narration, no one talking to you, no one telling you where to go. The only person who speaks is Gladys. That's it. And through her random talking and then those small little hints, you really know what happened. Like, you really figure it out. I mean, I think there's notes or something throughout, but
here and there.
But it's very sparse.
Yeah, it's a very simple way to build a world.
Yeah.
Very interesting end pieces. Vague, like Dark Souls. You know how like Dark Souls tells their story by the item descriptions.
Yep.
So it tells its story by wall descriptions and how cake is moist and a lie.
And delicious. Yeah, I mean, just the game itself, I think, honestly, is a masterpiece of a game. Now, the last thing I want to touch on, then I'll just open up to, your guys' the lack of tutorial. I mean, there's a few little bits of tutorial, in the very beginning, use your portal gun, do this, go walk through. But as the challenges progress, they just leave you there, and experimentation is the key. So how did you guys fare with that? Is that the right way that every game should have, tutorial where it's just non-existent, lets you sink or swim, or what's the deal?
Well, in the beginning of the game, it definitely gives you all the pieces of the puzzle. It lets you know that things are, there's physics puzzles and companion cubes and button presses and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, about halfway through the game, it's just like, no, you have everything you need. Go. Do it.
Yeah.
Have you done it yet?
Yeah. Yeah, there's no holding your hand. I mean, there's points I can remember very, very vividly where, I would be on a level, on a test for 10 minutes. I'm just like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I don't know what to do.
Can I put the portal there? Oh no, it's a gray wall.
Yeah. No, they only work on the white walls. Yeah, like things like that, or the fact that they never, games, a lot of games will have like a waypoint. Like you'll stand there, or you'll be walking in a room for a long time, and then all of a sudden a waypoint will pop up and say, go this way. And a little arrow, okay, go, and it just has you trudge along because the game had some sort of auto timer where it knew you were lost because you sat there for too long. And they never do that. They don't hold your hand at all.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that, not only because of the difficulty setting, but it also adds to the narration of the game where you're stuck in a trap and you're trying to survive to get out. So until you figure it out, you're stuck there. And there's even points where Gladys is like making fun of you for taking too long, or she'll make little comments on you. But what I think is great is they're very subtle, but you pointed out to it a little bit, Garrett, is they build you up to it. If you never had, like in the beginning, you have to put the cube on the circle or on the little pad, and that opens a door and it gives you a line of sight. And then in another room, you have to pair two of them up. Otherwise, the light doesn't. So it slowly builds you up to the harder ones. Now you have to combine different things. There's little signs on a wall that show you that you can like walk up this aisle, or you can kind of jump over here, or you can put a portal over there. So it mixes all these elements together that eventually become difficult. And I've gotten frustrated a few times where it's just like 15 minutes. You're like, what the hell? I'm done. You turn it off. You go back to it 2 hours later, 2 minutes in, boom.
Yeah,
you got it.
I honestly feel that style of, like you said, giving the tools and then sink or swim from there, it creates so much more a rewarding feeling for completing it. They didn't hold your hand. They didn't show you anything. They didn't make things easier. They just, here you go. And once you completed a puzzle that you had been stuck on for a while, you felt so good. So good.
Unless did it save?
Yeah.
Right. Unless it was so easy that you should have figured it out in the beginning.
I mean, that's how a lot of them were. Like, they were usually very simple processes until the end.
Plain sight.
Yep. So, opening it up, just, thoughts, ideas, Portal, go.
The cake wasn't a lie.
It was not. It was not. The cake was a lie until it wasn't.
Yep.
That's what
I think you can actually miss the cake, though. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You miss
Oh, yeah.
the cake.
I missed the
It's an
cake.
achievement.
Yeah.
To find the cake
I missed the cake.
or trophy.
I really enjoyed the game. I recommend everyone to play it if you're willing to at least give it a shot. It's not for everybody though, at a certain point, but it's definitely something that was different when it came out. And anytime you have a game that breaks boundaries and it's unlike anything else, it really does revolutionize how we perceive a game. And that's what this game did at that time. So much enough that they ended up making a second game with more physics, cooperative play, and things that we didn't expect to get in a game like that, let alone another Portal game.
I was not interested in all in Portal 2. I do, however, like how they did the co-op for that game, where there were two robots. One was blue robot and the other was orange robot. You guys really had to work together to solve puzzles. I thought that was really cool, but as far as like the solo campaign or anything, never touched it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think Portal is one of the greatest games of all time. It makes a list, like, hands down. I don't know if it's a 30 list or 100 or whatever, but it's in the discussion for top, X games ever.
Yeah.
Just there's very little you can look at and go, oh, that wasn't good, or that piece was really bad, or, the UI is rough nowadays. It's timeless. You can pick that game up today. And of course the graphics aren't going to hold up the same, but the gameplay will for certain. That's a big mark.
It's definitely been an iconic piece in gaming history, which is a funny thing to say about a game that has almost no dialogue. But like, there's other games, making jokes and references about it. Rock Band has a song, Still Alive, that plays at the credits. You can play that song in Rock Band. It's funny how that game has blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not only that, did you expect to have a boss fight at the end of a puzzle game?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good move. Cool. Well, that's our thoughts, guys, on our video game spotlight of Portal. Give us some ideas, some thoughts. What are some of your favorite games? New, classic, legacy, anytime. And what game would you like for us to do a video game spotlight on next week? Give us some tips and ideas. It's Garrett's week next week, so you'll be getting a lot of ideas from you guys.
R.I.P. Companion Cube.
It is time for the speed run. So every week we'll break down a segment. We give ourselves 1 minute per topic before we move on to the next one. Finished or not. Gotta go fast.
Which way did he go?
In the speed run.
Which way did he go?
Spider-Man on PS4 will have a day one patch that will bring a photo mode where Spider-Man will take a picture just about anywhere in the game.
Get me pictures of Spider-Man, says the entire internet.
Day one, the day one DLC, okay, I see. But having this mode in this game is awesome, especially because it directly ties in to Peter Parker and what he does for a living. Like, he takes photos of Spider-Man. Ironically, he's a Spider-Man, so it just works. It makes sense.
I wonder if they can work that as a mechanic where, take pictures of Spider-Man, of yourself, and, go to the Daily Bugle and, get a little money that you can...
What your score is?
That'd be interesting. But I'm glad this game has this mode. It makes the most sense.
I mean, I get why a lot of people are going to enjoy this because it is so,
Next!
Yeah, it works.
Your turn.
According to John Goodman, the new Roseanne spin-off series will be called The Connors and will deal with the aftermath of the death of Roseanne Connor, since they will be killing off that character because she has never quite learned to keep her mouth shut.
Yeah, I don't know if she deserves to lose her series for this.
I agree with you because that's who Roseanne's always been. She's always kind of been that crass person or comedian. She screeched the Star Spangled Banner while grabbing her crotch at a baseball game. That's who Roseanne is.
I mean, I don't think that's fair to give her a pass or an excuse to say, oh, that's how they've always been. Uncle Joe or Grandpa Bill, he's always been a hardcore racist Nazi. Like, that doesn't excuse it just because she was that way. But I think the crime doesn't fit the punishment. Yes, I think she should have been penalized or something, but to do that...
Next.
The upcoming Joker movie has cast Alec Baldwin as Bruce Wayne's father, Thomas Wayne. That's old news. But
and he's gone.
Yeah, that's the new news. He's not taking the role.
Yeah, I think that's a good move, honestly.
For Alec Baldwin? Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't fit the bill. He's not serious enough, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, it's a Joker movie.
Why is Thomas Wayne in this movie? Like,
that's kind of what I'm getting
Where's
at.
the timeline?
That's kind of what I'm getting at. This isn't Flashpoint, at least as far as we know. So, Thomas Wayne isn't being the Batman of Earth 2. It's just Thomas Wayne as far as we know. It's apparently the Joker movie. Joker passed. So, yeah, sure, Thomas Wayne and Martha are probably still alive at this point.
Yes, but what does this have to do with anything Joker related? I mean, just because they're in the same place in the same world at the same time, but
I mean, it could be Earth 2. You don't know.
No, it's not.
The Flashpoint now that
Next.
we're getting.
Zombieland 2 is officially happening. The killer action comedy is set to come out October 2019 with the original cast completely back in action.
I didn't care for the first one that much.
It was funny.
It is actually pretty funny.
No, it's got some good moments. Bill Murray was pretty funny.
Yeah, that whole scene with Bill Murray and getting killed was actually really, really funny.
But did not care for the movie in its entirety.
I mean, I guess, unless you had anything, Joshua, to add?
No, I mean, it's a funny movie, and just the jokes and just, the types of things that they would call the kills and whatnot and double tap and all that.
Yeah.
That made the movie funnier.
I'd rather talk about Bill Murray. He's a guy that super awesome when you see him in something. He just doesn't give a crap about Hollywood. He does what he wants. He's never been like, I'm going to be this action star or whatever. He's just, when I want to work, I'll work.
I can't remember if it's him or Tom Hanks that went to some cafe, took a bite out of someone's donut and says, they'll never believe you.
Tom Hanks, they got a picture of it.
No, that was Tom Hanks that took the picture with a sleeping person. It was Bill Murray that ate the donut.
Yes.
Next. Battlefield 5 has been pushed back for 4 weeks. For 4 weeks. Now releasing on November 20th.
They dodged a bullet on purpose.
I don't understand.
Is
They're right.
game coming
They
out?
were right in the middle of Red Dead and Call of Duty. They're dodging that bullet.
This actually
for sure the Red Dead.
This doesn't seem better. Like, to put your game out after those two, it's still bad.
Well, maybe they knew it wouldn't be ready before.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
possible.
But
But
you
also
don't want to do
it's-
it during.
I mean, yeah, exactly. So you want to push it back later. Like, you want it to come out a week after Red Dead or like a month and a half after Red Dead?
I think either one is bad. Just changing your release date hurts more than it helps, I think.
Well, they say they're polishing the game up, so we don't know if that's the reason why.
Well, of
Yeah.
course they say they're polishing
Yeah, they're
the
not
game
going to
up.
say that. Because, I mean, honestly, the same way that we're looking at it, right, and going, oh, well, you're doing it to get away from Red Dead, that means you don't believe in your game.
Well, that just means
just
you know
means-
that Red Dead's it. Next!
Yep. Insomniac's upcoming web-slinging Spider-Man game is said to have an average completion time of around 20 hours. Not including, extra side missions and other stuff you can do in the game. They're taking the same approach that Santa Monica did with God of War, and I think we were just like, there's no way it's going to be a 20-hour game and still be good. But I'm excited. I'm excited for a lengthy Spider-Man game.
Is that lengthy?
20 hours?
20 hours for, say, a
superhero
movie?
game?
Yeah, superhero game. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty lengthy. It's not, a JRPG that's going to take 120 hours. It's, it's a Spider-Man game.
I mean, just to have that content in there, it's going to take up 20 hours worth of your time and whatever storyline and anything else.
And if you want it to last longer, take more pictures.
There you go. Pad that runtime.
But, there's still going to be DLC, side missions. I'm sure, next!
Universal Studios Jurassic Park The Ride will be going extinct on September 3rd in order to make way for a new Jurassic World ride opening in 2019.
So, a bit sad, but also, Jurassic World's popular. Imagine what they can do with that ride now.
I mean, do you think they're actually going to change the ride itself as far as like the length and the speed and
It's
all
going to
that?
be a whole new ride, yeah.
They're just going to tear everything down? And,
I think so, yeah.
but to release in a year?
I could still see it as it being a water ride.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. I'm just saying I don't think they're not going to Guardians of the Galaxy it and make it pretty much the same exact functioning ride. I think it could be a whole totally different ride.
Okay, but to tear all that down and put up something new to replace it in less than a year?
No, in a year.
Okay, in a year, it's still.
Yes, that's definitely doable, I think.
I don't know. We'll see. I have high hopes.
I mean, Disney's making a whole new park in 3 years.
And
All right, that's our speed run, guys. Quick topics. Next week we'll have it back again. If you got something that should be in there, make sure you leave it in the comments below or hit us up on Twitter at Super Co-op Squad, and we'll make sure to put it in next week's speed run.
We can have comments below now.
We can. All right, now it is time for Name the Game. 3 games.
Two competing hosts.
There we go.
Match the clues.
Nope, you got it wrong.
You're telling me I got it
3
wrong?
games, 2 competing
He
hosts,
has notes
and
right there.
clues that lead to the correct answers. Use your wits, match the clues, name the game.
I was guiding you toward it. I wasn't giving you the answer.
Cutting me off too.
Hands on the hips.
All right, give us our stuff.
All right, my turn. So, I'm gonna give you guys some clues, not questions, and you guess the game.
Okay.
Candy.
Lollipop Chainsaw.
No.
Candy Crush.
No. Espresso.
Pass.
Candyland.
No. Funky.
Donkey Kong Country.
Donkey Kong Country.
Okay, I see.
What was the second one you said?
I feel like
Espresso?
Espresso.
What's espresso?
That's the ostrich.
We've
really?
done Donkey Kong
Yes.
Country before, but it's fine.
It's okay. You know,
Yeah, sometimes it happens.
repeats. Cool. 1-0.
Yeah, sometimes we repeat powers. It's fine. Next game.
Burn.
Ribbons and Springs.
Okay. Mega Man 7.
No.
Because there's a spring man in that game.
I wouldn't. Well, good.
I know the answer. I think I do. I can't remember the name of the game.
Just guess anything. Or pass.
Arms?
Arms. It's unfortunate. Next clue was Elastigirl would have made a great guest character.
So it is Arms.
Or Luffy?
Arms is the correct answer.
Okay, you made it seem like it wasn't, though. You're like, yeah, Arms. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't
Moving
mean to.
on.
1-1?
All right, 1-1. Down to this.
Damn it.
Get ready. A clash between 2 icons.
Johnny's waiting on me.
I'm not. I'm trying to hash
Sure.
it out.
Sure you are. Sure you are.
You're always doing that. Always cutting me off.
PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale.
No. Moving on.
There's more than 2, but yeah.
Mortal Kombat versus DC.
No. These 2 guys are always after the gold.
Mario and Luigi. Superstars Saga.
No.
Mario and Sonic.
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games.
You're welcome.
You didn't help me.
I completely helped you. I gave you Mario and the word
I
and.
literally don't even know what you said to me. Or said to him. I wasn't listening. I
Sure.
heard no words
Sure.
you said.
Sure,
So,
you did.
That is correct, Johnny.
I helped
Mario
him.
and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Partial points to Joshua.
Sure,
Then,
take your partial point.
I will take my partial points.
Johnny still wins.
All right, cool. That is Name the Game. All right, now it is time for the end of our show where we talk about what's going on with us outside of the podcast and give each other
Oh, he did it this time. Superpowers!
stupid superpowers for better or worse.
He remembered.
So I bet you thought when I was gone, you'd get a good power.
I did.
Well-
But let Johnny finish the monologue.
Okay.
what was his?
All right, my bad.
That was the monologue. What was your power last week? I forgot.
You told me that I could shoot electricity out of my finger to charge like all my electronic devices, but instead of Garrett being able to lose his life force, I just get pain, which is
Yeah.
like the opposite of life force, I guess. It's like regurgitating
No
life
one-
force.
No one said it was the opposite. I just wanted to make you have pain.
It's
All right.
practically the same power.
You're getting today's power because you're just being.
I
mean.
am?
Yeah, you're being mean.
Well,
All right,
if you want
so
to
my-
pull it out of the garbage and recycle it, sure.
My week has been a pretty good one. Have started a new job. Enjoying it greatly. It's an awesome place to work. A lot more money. That's always good.
No.
So yeah, I mean that's going on. I'm playing Dead Cells still. I don't know what's going on, but like I feel like I'm getting worse. I cannot beat the dude in the throne room. I've fought him like 7 times, and I've come close a couple times. I have you guys. I know Joshua, you've beat him. Have you beat it?
No.
Gotta
No,
learn
I
the patterns.
suck at that game.
Gotta learn the patterns.
Yeah, that's the thing. I panic with him because he's so strong. I'm just rolling around. It's not working. Other than that, just enjoying time with the family and this Labor Day weekend. So that's going to be pretty cool having the 3-day. And that's it, man. I'm playing Dead Cells. I'm looking forward to playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So I'll pick that up sometime soon.
Not too soon. It's
and
not-
there's,
it's not like another 2 weeks.
well, for you, it's another 2 weeks.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
Insert plug here.
So yeah, that's about it, man. So Joshua,
Yes.
you have the ability to You cannot eat any food that you want. Whenever you try to eat food, it turns into
chocolate.
It turns into chicken nuggets that taste about
your power.
only 65% as good as whatever you were going to eat. So if you try to eat it, it's just, you got chicken McNuggets. So, it tastes like whatever you're eating, but it's, it's bad
roasted
for you.
Goose.
It doesn't have good nutrition. But it's chicken nuggets, which also means though, you can touch inanimate objects and turn it into chicken. So if you want to eat your cell phone, you could turn it into chicken nuggets.
Okay, I'm confused by my power. So I can't eat anything
other than chicken nuggets that you make.
Okay.
And whatever you make into a chicken nugget, it tastes like, whatever you made, but it's edible. It's an edible chicken nugget.
Okay, what are you saying?
I get that. It's dumb. Remember the last time I sat there and I stared at him for a long period of time because I thought it was dumb?
That's
what
power.
I'm doing here.
That's your power.
Thanks. Chicken nuggets are not bad. They're just not good for you.
I know. That's why I gave them to you.
Alrighty. So welcome to our video. So learning how to do all that. That's been fun this week. So we finally got it set up. So I'm very happy about that. Learning video editing has been challenging, but it's been fun. So I dropped Dead Cells. I just haven't been playing it. And I picked up Octopath Traveler again. So
Still not done with that game?
So here's the thing. Here's what I don't like about the game. The game, as I mentioned, I don't think you were here for that episode. I mentioned that once you finish your main character, the character you pick, you finish the 4 chapters, the credits roll, and
you get to see the battles from your previous game.
Now, once you finish the chapters for all the other characters, nothing happens. It just ends and you can just keep traversing the world. So there's no, quote, end game for the regular story. It's just you complete everyone's story and, hey, now you know what happened. There is a post-game dungeon, which I'm currently in, but it was like a series of tasks that you would probably never figure out on your own to get to the post-game dungeon. So I ended up looking it up and you have to do a very specific quest and then do another very specific quest and a third and a fourth in a particular order, but you would never know where to go unless you randomly happen to show up to see where that character is. And the post-game dungeon, normally in a post-game dungeon, you have harder enemies, better experience, harder bosses, final boss. In this game, it's 8 bosses that you fought before that are tougher and the final boss. No experience points can you get in between those. Once you go in the EX dungeon, I guess you can call it, you can't get out. So it's either you do it in one run or nothing.
Oh, so you're playing Dead Cells.
Sure.
Octopath Dead Cells.
Yeah. So and I've only tried it once, got to the boss and pretty much got ridiculed. And now I'm like, okay, let me try to grind to try to beat this boss. And now I'm just grinding. So it's not fun.
Yeah.
Grinding. Du-dum.
You tried this earlier tonight. Yeah, I still don't know it. So that's what I've been doing. I've just been playing a little bit of that. That's about it. I'm very excited for Spider-Man to come out in the next few weeks. I'm probably not going to pick up Tomb Raider because I haven't played Rise of the Tomb Raider yet. So I'm going to hold out on that one. And I'm probably going to play The Messenger because that looks cool. All right. Garrett, your superpower. I can't say if it's going to be any better or worse than the one that I gave to Johnny last week, which was the
key and the big toe.
You were listening.
I told you.
All right. You have the ability where if you really have to use the bathroom or you don't like using public restrooms or you just really got to go, you can instantly create a diaper where you can use the restroom at any point in time.
Oh.
Now, what that does for you is, it feels like a diaper. You can pee and poop in the diaper and you're going to feel all that stuff down there. But after you're done with your business, it'll just dissolve. And now you're back to normal. But you feel yourself using the restroom in a diaper. But once you're done, all of that junk and the diaper evaporates on its own. Like if nothing ever happened.
So there's really no downside.
The downside is you feel yourself using the bathroom in public in your pants in a diaper.
But once I'm done, it just goes away as if nothing happened.
Yes.
Is the smell still there?
I don't know.
You said as if nothing happened, so it's like nothing happened. If you had washed your ass beforehand, you're fine.
Did you shower last night after
Joshua,
you went to the gym?
This power is pretty shitty.
I see what you did there.
All right.
It deserves a little smirk. All your other puns are not the greatest, but this one gives a little smirk.
That's an example of another low-hanging fruit joke there that you grabbed. But it was a good one.
Thank you.
Johnny gave you a
Didn't take
compliment on
much
your
effort.
joke. Yeah, no. I fed you that one.
So my week.
It was a low-hanging poop joke.
No, that's terrible.
Nice.
That's terrible.
Nah, I was also shitty. So my week actually went pretty good. I bought Messenger, haven't booted it up yet. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wasn't looking for a high five. Yeah, I want to know how you escaped the castle.
I never get high fives.
Well, you just got one. So there you
No,
go.
I have to take it though. Like you didn't want to give me one.
But you got it though.
In the beginning of the show.
I don't believe him. So I'm asking the question again to see if his story changed because you know Garrett makes stuff up sometimes.
Oh no! Don't even worry about it. It's fine. So Messenger, another game came out that has completely taken over called Guacamelee 2. That game is just as fun, if not more, as the first one. If you've not played the first Guacamelee, I highly recommend it, especially you, Joshua.
Yep, I have not played it. How'd you know?
Well, I recommend it to you.
Okay.
It's we say it a lot. It's a Metroidvania game, but a lot more Metroid. You're getting power. There's a spoof of Metroid all over this game anyway. But you get powers, and then you have to use those powers to not only, in combat to defeat enemies, but to solve puzzles, platforming puzzles to get to the next area, obviously. And playing the second one, I'm getting new powers, obviously, that weren't in the first one. And I'm like, what each time they give me a new power, I'm like, they gave me everything. What can they possibly give me? They've given me everything. And then I get a new power. I'm like, they've given me everything
and more.
So, having a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I think I'm at the end of the story, but usually in these games, after you beat the story, there's still plenty of stuff to do at the end. In-game stuff, exploration, getting, chests and items and all that kind of stuff. So we'll be playing that some more. Spider-Man, of course, once that comes out, looking forward to it. And we've talked about it before. Movie Pass not doing so great. Movie Pass on the way out.
Movie Pass is going to expire before Blockbuster does. How sad is that?
That's pretty sad. But in the absence of Movie Pass, AMC, as we've also mentioned, has their A-list thing. I have signed up for the A-list. It's incredible. It's really good. So Movie Pass was what you get to watch 3 movies a month.
At
their
the
newest version, yeah.
At the end of their downfall.
Let's go with their high point.
At their high point, you could watch a movie a day.
Movie a day. Okay, that's what it was. But not the same movie within that month.
Ever.
Ever.
So if you watch Amazing Spider-Man 2,
you're done.
That's it. You can never watch it in theater again.
Okay. So AMC's A-list, it's $20 a month. You can watch up to 3 movies, any format, IMAX, 3D, any movie. If you want to watch the same movie 3 times in a row, go ahead. You get 3 movies a week. Just a week. And then it refreshes next week.
So it's not a month anymore.
It's $20 a month, but you get 3 movies a week.
That's good. It's 12 movies.
It's awesome.
In 5-week months, that's 15 movies.
Very good, Johnny.
But February, February, you ain't getting your money's worth.
Oh, yeah, that's only with, yes, 12 movies.
It will still probably be 12 movies, yeah.
But so actually, right before this podcast, I gave myself a double feature treat, and I watched 2 movies. I watched Crazy Rich Asians.
Nice. Please tell me you watched Happy Time Murders.
No, I did not. I have zero interest in Happy Time Murders.
I'm so excited.
And I was apalled's not the right word, but I was flabbergasted when I heard how excited you were for that movie, Johnny.
I'm so excited for that movie.
Guess you haven't seen it yet.
That movie it looks really bad. Bad as in like
awesome.
Why waste your time?
Like, man, that's a badass movie, man.
No. But anyway, Crazy Rich American.
Crazy
Rich Asians. Based off a novel, I can see why. A best-selling novel. Pretty damn good. The movie I enjoyed quite a lot. And then I watched Jurassic World. Finally got around to seeing that.
How was that trash?
I liked it.
I hated that
Telling
movie.
you it's not trash, man.
I actually liked it. There's for no reason, was that a MacGuffin? Just something at the end of the movie that they just threw in there, and something they've never done before.
Talking about post credits?
No, not post. I couldn't stick around for the post credits because I had to come here. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately to be here. Unfortunately, I missed the post credits.
Sure.
Anyway, but they definitely do open up, and I can see them doing more with the Jurassic IP.
It literally opens up.
It literally opens up.
It's been weighing on my mind. I just need to point out that almost any book that gets a movie made is a best-selling novel. Like they're never going to make a garbage book into a movie.
Okay.
It's been on my mind. I needed to say that.
All right. I just wanted people to know that it was a book.
There's just no point to put a qualifier on it when we already know that it's a bestseller.
He's just giving praise.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry.
Can you give a shout out?
It was on my mind. I just needed to put it out there.
Never mind. Belay that it's a book and just go see the movie. Not that
it's not a book. It's just that you could just say it's a novel. It was on my mind. I'm sorry.
So anytime Johnny said this game was a million seller or bestseller, shoot it down immediately.
No, because not every game is going to be a million seller, but pretty much every book that gets made into a movie is probably a best-selling novel.
You're telling me that Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was a best-selling novel?
Against all odds, yeah.
All right. Fine. Anyway.
You weren't wrong. It was just on my mind. That's all.
He's doing Johnny things. You'll see it more often.
Yeah. You'll see it more often. You've heard it. Now you can see it. So yeah, that's been my week. Games, movies, and I will be seeing more movies. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of movies out right now that I'm interested in seeing.
So to be able to watch 12 movies a month is a feat. Like there's not 12 movies that you're going to want to watch.
Yeah. So maybe I'll go for it. Maybe I'll dedicate a month to just seeing every movie every week.
That's rough, especially with your job. No.
Well, that's why I'll do it on weekends. I mean, I did 2 movies today. I can throw in a third movie one day, or just see the one movie the previous day.
It's not even that your time is limited. It's just that you're gonna see your list and you're like, okay, there's this. I don't want to sit there and watch that for 2 hours. It's just gonna happen. You're not gonna want to watch that like romance comedy.
There are 2 movies that are quite similar that came out. There's a movie Axel, about some kid that finds a government robot doggo.
Oh, yeah.
Looks garbage. And then there's another movie I saw a preview for like the next week that now has a kid find a government gun, or maybe it's an alien gun.
I think that's
I'll give him
Netflix.
the credit and say it's an alien. No, it's called Kin.
Yeah. Oh, it's not on Netflix. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that is also in theaters. Or I can watch Alpha. Something about a caveman guy, I guess, that finds a wolf and they become best friends and they fight mammoths.
It's man's first dog, essentially.
Okay. All right. I guess I can do
Just
that.
Watch
Happy Time Murders
in Mile 22.
So there's 3 movies right there that are going to be a challenge for you to watch.
Just go watch Mile 22. I forgot to mention that I saw that. Because I forgot I watched a movie, apparently.
Okay, that happens sometimes. Sometimes just 2 hours, just get erased from my life, too.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. That's my 2 cents.
So that is my week. Pretty eventful. And I plan on using the A-list quite often. And I would recommend it. If you like AMC. They give good service, I believe.
All right.
Now, I don't know, does Cinemark have... They have something like that, don't they?
It's not nearly as good, but yes, I'll never subscribe to it. Even if I could, I would have the Stubbs pass if I could, but I got a 1.5-year-old and a newborn. I'm never going to the movies again.
Well, not anytime
soon. For the next 4 years, which is essentially eternity.
The regular movie theaters, yeah, you do drive
good enough
somewhere.
There's
nowhere near here.
I doubt,
but maybe in the world.
I can't. Hollywood. Please let me know. All right. Anything else?
Drive to Minneapolis.
Yeah,
Minneapolis.
Right.
No, that's it. So superpower.
Yeah, make it rain.
I already have a power in my mind. I'm going to see how it goes.
Come on.
Johnny, you have the ability to snap your fingers, much like Thanos, however you pronounce it. And 50%. Thanos. Is that what we're going with?
That's what I was thinking too.
Is it the nose?
Thanos.
Okay. Thanos.
No, Thanos.
Okay. Much like the nose.
There you go.
Whenever you snap your fingers, 50% of something disappears. You don't know, and it's random every time. Could be 50% of a door. Could be 50% of some clothes. 50% of the ocean's water.
50% of America's debt.
50% of America's debt could just disappear. You actually keep snapping. Keep snapping.
50%.
It's like that. I forget what it was. It was either a movie or some commercial where it's like, hit the big red button. But if you hit that button, someone will die, but you get $1 million. It was a movie. I'm not even joking.
And he died.
I cannot remember what it was called, but no, it was some guy came up to some woman and like, oh, press this button. You'll get $1 million, but someone in the world somewhere at random will die. And then the whole movie, I guess, is whether she pushes the button or not. If you remember the name of the movie, contact us. Let me know. I'm blanking on it right now.
I would push the button.
I know you would. But that's not what we're talking about now. Right now, 50% of something just disappears.
My freckles are gone on one side.
Just one side, though. Two-Face.
Cool.
Harvey Dent.
I like that power a lot.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
50% of your skin.
I would just get drunk and just be like, ah,
the world will end now.
Well, maybe we'll get lucky and he'll snap himself 50% off first.
Half off.
I still got fingers.
Cool. So that's your superpower.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanos.
All right. Not the nose. The nosa.
Thanatos.
He's making stuff up now.
All right, guys. That's the end of the show.
We did it.
Hopefully you enjoyed. As always, you can help the show out in a couple different ways. If you got the time, we'd really appreciate that. Wherever you're listening, make sure if you're on YouTube, like us, subscribe. If you're on podcast, whatever podcast app you utilize, subscribe and leave us a review. Those things go a long way to helping our show grow, gain additional listeners or viewers. So we'd appreciate that. Also, leave us, if you're again on podcast, leave us some stars, whatever you can do that would really help. Let friends and family know about our show. That's the biggest way we also are going to grow, is telling people, saying, hey, you know what, this show is awesome. It's going to be right up your alley. That would go and do a lot to help us as well. And lastly, chat with us. You can leave us a comment in the comments. You can chat with us by email, contact@scspodcast.net, or of course, hit us up on Twitter @SuperCoopSquad. If you want to chat with us individually as well, you can do so on Twitter as well. You can find me @JohnnyMac24.
Yeah, it's the same order. Nothing's changed. Have you been gone that long?
Things change. You can find me @GJL3275.
I said it right.
You did. Thank you.
I did. Okay, cool. And you can find me @Eternal Red Gamer.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, that's the show. As always, I'm Johnny Mac.
I'm Garrett.
I'm Joshua.
Oh, hold on. Phone call. Hello? Hey, Bowser.
Huh?
Oh, guys, I gotta take this. I gotta go.